Hey guys, welcome back. I'm gonna be predicting the. I'm gonna give you my picks for Week 5 of the NFL season, 2017 NFL season. I am 44-19. It's been a good year for me. It's been a spectacular year for me, and I'm just gonna go right into it. Last week I did pretty well. The only week I missed the video for you guys was week 2 when I was at the Rams Redskins game. So I was unable to record a video, but I am 44-19. So it's been a pretty good year, and let's keep this rolling. First game, we had the 3-1 Buffalo Bills taking on the 1-3 Cincinnati Bengals. Bills defense under Coach McDermott has been great. But the Bengals defense is pretty good too. There is a chance that Joe Mixon goes off in this one, but I expect a low scoring affair. Bills win on the road, and they keep it going. Surprisingly, 4-1 at top of the AFC East, like everyone predicted. Moving on, the 2-2 New York Jets are going to take on the Cleveland Browns, the 0-4 Cleveland Browns. The Jets are 2-2. It's crazy. But they have a fantastic defense headlined by some dangerous safety tandem. And if you guys haven't watched these guys, they are so good. In Jamal Adams and Marcus May, two rookies, one out of LSU and one out of Florida. And those guys have really changed the culture there. Very winning culture. This is a team that really doesn't know how to lose because there are a lot of players on here that are coming from the LSUs and the Floridas of the world that won a lot in college. I have the Jets winning. I have them winning big. I think this is going to be Bilal Powell taking over. He took over last week, and I think he's going to take over again. Myles Garrett's back. I don't think he'll make a prime impact until next week. Give him about a week after coming back from an injury, and I think you'll see Myles Garrett, where he can be. Moving on, I am going with the 3-1 Lions over the 3-1 Panthers. Cam Newton is coming off a huge win over the New England Patriots in New England. That doesn't happen very often, and it was a huge win. However, I expect a big letdown. Still on the road, you're going to Detroit. Detroit is a rough, tough environment. I think Matthew Stafford is going to roll. And I think him and Golden Tate are going to pick apart this Panthers defense. But it all starts with Terrell Austin's defense. And, the way they've had guys like Nevin Lawson, Darius Slay, Quandre Diggs, Glover Quinn, the way they've had guys like that in the secondary, they really gave Matt Ryan some problems. I expect them to give Cam Newton problems all day long. Lions are going to roll at home. Next, the 1-2 Dolphins at home are taking on the 2-2 Titans. I had to switch this one. The problem is Marcus Mariota has been ruled out for this game with a hamstring injury, so you will see Matt Castle. That doesn't welcome me in at all. I don't want to pick the Titans because Matt Castle I don't think is an NFL type quarterback. This is going to be brutal. I think the Dolphins, they've kind of looked abused over the last couple weeks. Losing the Jets doesn't go over well with the national media, especially when Adam Gase, this young head coach, did so well last year in his first year, and now he's trying to pump everyone up like Jay Cutler, and this offense is going to get rolling. Well, I believe it happens this year. This is the first time the Dolphins play at home since last season. It's crazy, but because of the hurricane, that's how it worked out. I have the Dolphins in a big game. I think you're going to see Jay Cutler finally show what he can do in this offense. Next, the 1-3 Colts are taking on the 0-4 49ers at home. I'm going with the 1-3 Colts because they have a guy that I really like, Jacoby Brissett. I really like the way he played against Seattle in the first half last week. Again, kind of fell on top of him later on in the game. But Jacoby Brissett is a talented quarterback. I believe he is a franchise quarterback. I don't know if he's a franchise quarterback for the Colts. He could be a really nice trade chip, especially when Andrew Luck comes back. But I think Jacoby Brissett is going to lead them with a win over the 49ers, who I think this is going to kind of clinch the 49ers as a favorite to land a top 3 pick this season and this upcoming season. And in the draft, I mean, you're looking at Sam Darnold, Josh Rosen, Saquon Barkley. So some pretty good names. San Francisco will definitely be happy to take one of them and build with Kyle Shanahan. Moving on, the 0-4 Giants are taking on the 0-4 Chargers, just like everyone predicted. Look, I had the Chargers doing pretty horribly this season. I did not expect the Giants to be this bad. I think I jinxed the Giants and I jinxed the Titans. I had them both playing in the Super Bowl, and now it looks like they're both falling apart. Giants, I have over the Chargers. 0-4 Giants finally get a win, and I believe it's partly because I'm really a huge fan of Clemson fourth round running back Wayne Gallman. I think they found something with him last week against Tampa Bay, and I think they're going to continue rolling with him. I think this team will start picking up games. He's going to basically, it's about time of possession in the NFL, and I think with the Giants getting Gallman going, have Perkins catching out of the backfield, I think this offense will start to settle down, find the rhythm, and then this defense can start playing well. It'll be a fun game to watch, as crazy as that sounds. I expect probably a touchdown win for the Giants. Definitely, it's going to be back and forth, but it'll be an interesting one. Giants win. 3-1 Eagles are taking on the 2-2 Cardinals. Cardinals are coming cross country to play the Eagles in Philadelphia. I don't like it at all for the Cardinals. I think Carson Palmer has taken a considerable step back. I think you're looking at Carson Wentz playing at the best he's played. Guys are healthy. I know they're probably getting Fletcher Cox back, and I like the way things are going in Philly. I got the Eagles winning this one, and I gotta tell you, the Eagles, they'll be 4-1. This is kind of their division to lose. The Redskins have played well, but they have 2 losses at the hands of the Chiefs and the Eagles themselves. So the Eagles have that tiebreaker, or possible tiebreaker. So definitely like the Eagles in this one, and going 4-1, huge opportunity for more. Moving on to the 3-1 Steelers, I have them playing. They're playing in Pittsburgh. My cousin Adam will be there, so that's pretty cool. Just shout out to him. They will beat the Jacksonville Jaguars, who are 2-2. This is a Jacksonville Jaguar secondary that is lethal. Jalen Ramsey is one of the best corners in football, as is AJ Bouye. I still think the Steelers have way too much. I think it's going to be a game where the secondary of the Jacksonville Jaguars abuse the Steelers early on, but then the second half, with chipping away by Le'Veon Bell, either in the passing game or running the football, and maybe those over the middle slants to Juju Smith-Schuster, I believe the whole field will be opened up for Big Ben to make plays. On top of that, the Steelers have a phenomenal defense led by one of the best middle linebacker in all football, Ryan Shazier. Steelers win, and they kind of blow the Jaguars out later in the game. It'll be a comfortable win for them. So moving on, I have the 2-2 Ravens over the 2-2 Raiders, and the reason is because Derek Carr is not healthy. It's E.J. Manuel. I don't love E.J. Manuel. I would rather actually play Connor Cook if I was the Raiders. But I like the Ravens' defense being tough in this one, forcing some turnovers on E.J. Manuel. I think the Ravens' offense has been quite pedestrian, so I think the Ravens' defense will really keep them in this game, keep them trucking along, and really make E.J. Manuel pay. Ravens in this one, I have them winning comfortably. Next, my 3-1 LA Rams taking on the Seattle Seahawks, the 2-2 Seattle Seahawks. Look, it's really funny to me because I'm not going to try to sound biased, but like last week, if you watched the Sunday Night Football game, Seattle Seahawks and Colts went to halftime 18-18. Yes, Seattle blew them away at the end, but the Rams also blew this team away. They won by 44 to 6. So that was their opening day for the Rams. This is what kind of got the train rolling. Seattle's good, but let's calm this whole thing down. The Rams beat that team as well. At home, Seattle kind of pulled away, but I'm not willing to be all, Seattle's back after beating, a Colts team that is missing Andrew Luck. and Jacoby Brissett, who's playing on prime time for the first time in his career. So I am going with the Rams. I think the Rams are going to win pretty comfortably as well. I think this is going to be a big game out of Todd Gurley on the podcast, Downtown Rams podcast. I predict Todd Gurley will go for 250 total yards. This is a Seattle team that gives up 134 yards on the ground, 133 plus yards per game. So the defense, it's good. It's not great. It's not elite anymore. They're starting a rookie cornerback that did get picked apart by Jacoby Brissett last week. Jared Goff, it's probably going to be the same thing. I'm expecting a big game at Cooper Kupp, and this defense is probably going to start hitting their stride. It's about the week 5, week 6 mark where Wade Phillips' defense really starts to hit, and I think they found something in the Cowboys game. I think they roll in this one. So moving on, the Packers, 3-1 Packers, are taking on the 2-2 Cowboys in Jerry World. I have the Packers winning. I don't think the Packers are an amazing team by any means. Their defense hasn't played that bad, though. Aaron Rodgers gets Bakhtiari and Bulaga back, his left tackle and right tackle respectively. I think this is going to be a blowout. Aaron Rodgers finally is able to go off for a 5-touchdown performance, 2 for Jordy Nelson, and a couple for Aaron Jones, running back that is replacing Ty Montgomery due to his broken ribs. So I think this will be a good game for the Packers, 4-1 in the division, and they're going to be battling the Lions. It's going to be a tough division out there, but I have the Packers winning this one, and the world freaks out that the Cowboys go 2-3. Moving on, the 2-2 Texans taking on the 4-0 Chiefs. Let me tell you right now, this is the weirdest game of the week. It's just weird. I hate it. If I was playing the Texans at home on prime time, I'd be really upset because I just don't think the Chiefs are going to win this game. I think Deshaun Watson is going to continue to prove me wrong. There you go. I'm admitting it. I think he's going to continue to prove me wrong. They got Will Fuller back, who's healthy. The defense is healthy, and they're stout, and it's going to be interesting, but I think the Texans win on a last-second play by Deshaun Watson. I think it's going to be that type of game. Definitely a game to tune in. Chiefs fall to 4-1, and they lose their first game of the season. So, yeah, I think the Texans are looking pretty good. Moving on, the last game of the week, we have the Monday night game. I cannot wait to watch Mitch Trubisky play in his first regular season game against the Minnesota Vikings. Vikings defense, really tough task for him, but he's mobile. He has a backfield made up of Jordan Howard, Tariq Cohen, and Benny Cunningham. I don't believe in his receivers as much, but he has 2 tight ends I like in Deion Sims and Zach Miller. Solid offensive line across the board, and the defense is really underrated. I think John Fox is the issue there, but I do really like the Bears in this one. I've picked the Bears quite a bit this year, so we'll see if they prove me wrong or prove me right, but it should be an interesting affair. I don't think Sam Bradford is going to play for the Vikings, so it's definitely going to be interesting. Mitch Trubisky gets his first W on Monday Night Football in front of everyone, and kind of calms everyone else down about Deshaun Watson, puts himself back on the radar as the quarterback that everyone was saying he'd be. So, to recap, I'm 44-19. I picked the Bills over the Bengals, Jets over the Browns, Lions over the Panthers, Dolphins over the Titans, Colts over the 49ers, Giants over the Chargers, Eagles over the Cardinals, Steelers over the Jaguars, Ravens over the Raiders, Rams over the Seahawks, Packers over the Cowboys, Texans over the Chiefs, and Bears over the Vikings. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. This has been my weekly picks for week 5. I hope you guys enjoy, and come right back here for week 6 next week. Thanks, guys, and I'll see you soon. Later.